Howdy, and welcome to the Texas Bucket List, the show dedicated to everything there is to see, do, and experience right here in Texas. This week, we start things off in Beaumont at a fire museum dedicated to the Lone Star State. Here you'll find decades-old equipment and all sorts of interesting fire facts, but there's one big tool that actually works that brings in all sorts of folks. But you might want to be on the lookout for one big dog. Beaumont is home to some big things. Spindletop, Willy Burger, and Rayo's are a few of our favorites. But just a few blocks from the bakery is a fire station with one huge hydrant.
We are the state fire museum and everything's bigger in Texas, so we had to have the world's largest fire hydrant because everything's bigger here, so.
I can't help but look out for Clifford out there.
I really hope he doesn't visit. That could be a mess.
Ami Kamara manages the Fire Museum of Texas.
Firefighters like to hang on to stuff, is what I've learned in my 4.5 years here.
Housed in Beaumont's 1927 fire station, the building itself is part of the exhibition that honors the firefighters of our fine state. But back when this beautiful building was built, big old trucks weren't the preferred method of transportation.
Where we're actually standing right now is where the horse stalls were. So
horse stalls?
Yes, horse stalls. No, horse stalls. So this is where the horses lived. So even if you look up at the ceiling now, you'll see there's like pulleys in each stall. That's where the horses' harnesses hung.
One of the most storied stallions of the station was Major. This steed would race to the chief's house during fires and take the boss to the blaze.
He was a really important part of the fire department. In fact, he was so important that when he finally passed away, the fire department buried him under the floor here in his station.
Under the floor?
But Major's buried under the floor. Major and 2 of the dogs that serve the fire department.
Must have been very important.
Yes.
Animals.
Yes.
You never knew the horse story?
I never knew the horse story at all.
Captain Tristan Barnes has been with the Beaumont Fire Department for 9 years.
To know that a horse just put on his collar, and probably not a saddle, and then took off to the chief's house. The chief's at home, hanging out, eating dinner, and here comes the horse. Oh, I have a fire, I gotta go. Here I go, let's load up and go. That blows my mind.
Even he learns a thing or two when he comes to the museum dedicated to the men and women who came before him.
You get to see all the groundwork laid out before you. I mean, horses and carriages are in here. I mean, that's awesome.
But it's not just about the buggies. There's also some major machinery that played roles in major events in our state's history.
So this is our light truck. This is the probably the very first truck of its kind in the world. Definitely in the United States. They decided in 1931 they needed to build a truck that could light up in the night or if there was a lot of smoke. They designed and built this truck right over here in a stall over.
Wow. Designed by Johnny Southwell, the city's engineer back in the 20s and 30s, the truck served in Texas City during the explosion of 1947 and in New London after hundreds were killed in a school explosion caused by natural gas. There, a little-known newsman named Walter Cronkite hitched a ride on this truck to tell the world what happened in the Texas town. All this antique equipment is impressive and makes it hard to fathom how cutting edge it was back in the day. But in the end, it comes down to the brotherhood of men and women who take it upon themselves to be the hero, the person who runs towards the burning building.
It's an amazing feeling just coming in and just seeing everything that has brought the fire service to what it is today.
For today's generation of firefighters, seeing what things were like in the past makes appreciating the tools of today that much easier.
How did they do it? I have no idea. I have a big, pretty fire truck, lots of bells and whistles. I can pump an enormous amount of water. The capabilities are endless. How did they bucket? I have no idea. I have no idea how the bucket brigade actually worked. It blows my mind.
Tristan makes regular stops here to reflect and to say hello to a few fans and former firefighters.
The foundation of the fire service. It's a brotherhood. We can have I'll say an old timer come in, a retired fireman. We still call him by his rank today. Hey chief, hey captain. He is We pay him the respect that he left with. That's who he is. He's always going to be that to us.
They like to tell their stories, you know, talk about how they're either a current firefighter or they're a retired firefighter, or their dad was a firefighter, their granddad was a firefighter, you know, or their mom's a firefighter. And so those kind of stories are really interesting to me. And I like that we have a place where people can kind of connect to their own history.
Where would we be without firefighters?
With a lot of buckets, I guess.
Because of them, people trust us today. And it's great to pay respect to these guys and see how they operated.